Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. We are here at the Mckee's 37 studio. I'm with the amazing Nick Rutter. Nick, how you doing today?
Hey, great to see you, Jamie.
Great to be here, Nick. So today we're deep diving into the always popular, amazing N-914, one of the original rinseless washes in my opinion, like especially surfactant based. So
Yeah.
you're gonna tell us a little bit about that and the big gold sponge. So take the floor, sir. What is the key factors of the N-914?
So first off, N-914, it's one of 4 rinseless washes that we make.
Mhm.
You know, we have something for graphene, we have ceramic, we have a wax
I
formula.
learned you have a couple of them that I didn't even know about, so that's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
people like variety.
Mhm.
And naturally, we're in the business to sell, so we offer variety,
Yep.
right? And with this particular product, this is the only rinseless wash we have that there's no protection in it and there's no gloss enhancers.
Yeah, that's what really made it come into prominent, is it didn't leave
Yep.
anything behind. People gravitated towards the surfactant-based formula.
Exactly, because oftentimes when you pick a certain coating or a wax, you
Mhm.
pick it because you like the way it looks.
Right.
And oftentimes a wash will alter that look, or even worse, the water behavior characteristics. So this doesn't do any of that.
Yep.
It strictly cleans it without compromising the finish.
Yep, the original pure cleaner.
Yes,
Which
yeah.
is especially great. We're prepping for, we're going to demo the polishes in a little bit, so we're about to get into paint correction, coatings. Perfect way to start the wash process.
Exactly, and since it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it, you can also use it for really anything. So
Yeah.
interiors, Alcantara, glass,
Glass
chrome,
cleaning, that's a big one.
everything. I have customers that use this in their bathroom.
There
They
you
give
go.
their wife a diluted bottle.
Oh yeah, I
and they
clean
use
the
it.
whole house with rinseless.
Yeah. Plus, people love the fact that our standard size is a quart.
Mhm.
So it's a 32 ounce. And of course, we have a gallon refill. And naturally,
Yep.
the big gold sponge, which when you look at it right now, you might be thinking, well, this isn't big. What is this? This looks like the small gold sponge. That name is deceiving.
Yeah,
Well, it's vacuum sealed. So to combat all
that's
this,
real smart.
this inflation and these crazy high prices, we had to
Uh-huh.
get smart. So for an extra 5 cents,
Mhm.
we can vacuum seal it, and that saves us a couple dollars in shipping.
That's fantastic. So I'll start cracking it open. You tell us a little bit about the technology behind the gold sponge and why y'all went with it as
Yeah.
the wash media for N914.
So first off, we like gold because it matches, the logo on the brand. So we
Ah,
have the gold
makes
Mckees. I didn't want to have a blue one or a red one and not match the branding.
So
So,
here's the magic.
yep, as soon as you take it out, and you have to be patient because it starts out the small gold sponge. And then what you do is I just like to kind of
Yeah,
squeeze
fluff
it
it
a
up
few
some.
times. Yep. And it has these slits and these cuts in it that help trap the dirt and the grit.
Yep.
And just gonna work it in. And then you might be thinking, well, all right, well, it's still not that big, right? Well, you got to soak it in water. That's what you do. Or your rinseless wash, whatever you want to do.
Gotta hydrate that thing.
You got to hydrate it. It's thirsty. I mean, this sponge is super, super thirsty.
And this is, I'd say, one of the softer sponges on the market, right?
Yes, yeah, it's soft, but it's dense at the same time.
Right.
So if you go too soft and there's no body to the sponge, then what happens is as you're rubbing it across the surface, the sponge will fold on itself.
Well, like
So-
Ivan points out too, is a pressure point. So if it gets
Yes.
too soft, your hand's really kind of biting into the paint as well, and you're
Exactly.
no telling what kind of damage you're causing.
Yep, so here we are. We're about, I'd say 80% of the way.
Yep.
And as we use
It's
it,
getting beefy now.
but I'll show you this. So I'm going to squeeze it, take in as much as I can. And this holds a ridiculous amount of solution.
So with your sponge, are you a verge of dripping like Mr. LaCroix, or?
I'll tell you, it's funny. That's something that I've had a lot of people comment on. People comment on the
Yep.
computer. They're behind the computer screen. You feel like you're invincible.
Oh, yeah.
You're squeezing it too much. You're not squeezing it enough. You got to squeeze it for another split. Here's the deal. Find something that you like. For a while, I was a huge fan of having as much solution as possible on the sponge. Now, I'm like a 50-50 guy. Now I wring about half of it out. And I like to have that lubrication so when I'm gently squeezing it on the vehicle, some of the solution runs down.
Right.
And it makes it wet.
Makes sense.
So, but some guys like to wring it out completely. I don't like to do that.
Yeah. So don't go in dry, as Eddie would say. He has a
Yeah.
specific phrase for that. So combining the sponge with the verge of dripping sponge with the N914, what kind of magic is this doing on the paint, to the dirt, to the bugs? Can you explain that a little bit?
So being surfactant based, it breaks up and actually encapsulates the dirt and the grit particles. So it doesn't just lift them off the surface, it actually helps to break them down.
It's breaking it down.
Yeah, which is what you want. So that makes it clean really well, which is something this is known for. A lot of guys dilute it 1 to 32,
Yep.
and they'll use it for bugs or for wheels or whatever. And I mean, it works well.
Yeah.
And it smells great.
Yeah. So dilution-wise, we're at 256 to 1 with this?
Yes, yeah. So 1 ounce for every 2 gallons for you guys that
Yeah.
maybe if you're new,
Dilutions can be hard, believe me.
Yeah,
Especially when
yeah,
you get
yeah.
into the hundreds. 256 to 1, that's a big dilution there.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get to dilution.
All right, cool.
Diluting the product, and then we'll fill up that sprayer.
It's getting bigger. It's growing.
Yeah, it's growing. It's like those old, remember you used to put stuff in the little cups and then it would grow?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were called, but those were fun.
So I believe it is 5 or 6 capfuls. To be honest with you, I normally just do the glug method. During the whole COVID pandemic thing, we had to change caps like 10 times. And so I was getting all these emails because some videos were saying 2 capfuls, others were saying 4.
If you change the cap, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Rinseless wash territory, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're off a little bit, it's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
It will cause no harm to your paint. So I actually have more than 2 gallons here, so normally I just go like this. But then people freak out. They're like, oh my God, what's he doing? He's a heretic.
I love it. Oh yeah, the Rinseless gang is.
I just broke the internet. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they take
Brick guard insert to actually stir the solution up.
That's a great idea.
And you'll see it makes a little bit of foam in the bucket.
Yep.
Which, when we came out with V2, we increased the, I guess you could say, the density of the foam.
Okay.
Not so much the output of the foam as much, but the way the foam lasts. And we could add more foam to this, but more foam is not always better.
Yep.
And a lot of people found that too much foam is just kind of messy with a rinseless wash.
Def-
So, like, I have really sensitive skin,
Yep.
and this does not bother my skin at all.
Ah,
Like,
perfect.
I've never had anybody complain that, it's bothering their
Yeah,
skin.
nothing's worse than dry hands after a nice car wash.
Yep.
So got the IK sprayer.
Yep, and one thing I like to do is I fill it half full with solution, and Ivan actually taught me this a couple years ago. I was like, duh, that makes perfect sense, right? So the reason you do that is because that way, if you fill it all the way at the top, you have very little air to pressurize it. So doing it halfway, you have half of the container to pressurize it.
Yeah, less pumping.
Yep, oh, and then we'll put a little bit more in
Stay
there.
charged more. Oh, we're going to double up the dilution in the bottle.
If I'm going to trigger anyone, you might want to just take this moment to go to the bathroom, okay?
Nick's a wild man.
I don't want to cause anyone to...
I like where this video is going.
Actually, you know what? Oh,
there we go.
Oh, boy.
Now we are talking.
All right, so I'm all pumped up.
All pumped up. I'm pumped. You're pumped. The IK sprayer's pumped. We're ready.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Okay. I love these sprayers.
Yeah. Oh, you got the foaming one too, so we do get a little foam action on there.
Yep. Not too much, not too little. It's going to encapsulate that dirt, and that's the benefit of the pre-rinse, or the pre-soak, I guess you'd call it. Not a pre-rinse, pre-soak.
Like we said, surfactant, so it's really emulsifying and really breaking down that contamination on the surface, that kind of deal.
Yep, yep. So you can let it sit for a minute.
Real
You can
slick.
go right to washing. You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
But at this point, yeah, like you said, it's real slick.
Yeah.
It's encapsulating the dirt.
It's doing stuff.
Try saying that 3 times. Actually, try spelling it, right?
Yeah.
So there we go. And then the next step is I've got my sponge here, and I'm going to wring it out exactly 57%. Kidding.
Exactly.
Just as much as you want. And then, with the rinseless wash, some people like to go in circles.
Yeah.
I normally don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that.
I like to go in straight lines. Yeah, the reason that we don't go in circles is because you're more likely to cause swirl marks.
Totally.
But I still have people that they've been detailing longer than I've been alive. They insist on going
circles is the way to.
Gotta go in circles.
You have to scrub. Yeah, we like the long linear motions.
Me too.
Is a proper wash process.
Yep. So, and depending on how dirty the car is, you can change the sponge to a different side at this point.
Okay. You use the sides, Nick.
Yep. If it's not too dirty. If it's really dirty, I won't.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. But being a rental car, this is how I normally do it. We're gonna polish it.
I'm learning new things here at McKee's 37.
If this were a black show car,
right,
I would be much more careful. But this is.
Yep.
This is.
Use the sides. They're there, huh? So just
go ahead and use it. Yeah, you got the sides. Why not?
Yeah.
Right. And then before I reload it, I still have enough solution in here. I can go to this side, and I flip the sponge. And this is the exact reason why I do not have a ginormous SUV.
Yeah.
Makes me feel short. All right, so that's clean. Washes, they stain the sponge. This doesn't do that. So this rinses out.
Rinses out.
So, like if you spend 20, 30 bucks on a nice sponge,
right,
you don't want it to be stained. So we made it so it actually doesn't stain the sponge.
Yeah, it keeps your sponge clean, that kind of deal. And Nick's busting out. Look, it's time to dry. So in this process, after we just washed the hood, we still got lubrication on the surface. You could come back and start your clay process too.
Oh yeah.
With the N-914.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
not gonna mess up your clay bar,
Oh
your clay
no.
towel.
No, one thing I like to do, especially on a darker colored car, is I would actually foam it one more time.
Yep.
Just to give that extra lubrication.
Yep.
If it's a darker car. But with this, you know, what do you call this towel? You said it's brand new?
This is the new towel in the Diva line, the Diva Rinseless Dryer Towel.
Okay.
It's a 16 by 20, which I call, let me show you, Nick. It's the perfect throw over your shoulder towel.
So I like that.
You wash, you do whatever you want to, clay, spray a little, you know, protectant.
Yep.
And then boom, you got your towel. I think it's the perfect kind of size.
Yeah, see how easy it dries? I mean,
Matches
the
up
towel
with the
plays
lubrication.
a big role in that.
Yeah, totally. So I want you to take it for a test spin.
Okay, of
Let
course
us
you
know
do.
at the peak, because Nick's a real one, so he'll tell you.
Even, you know, this vehicle obviously has zero protection on it. And
Yeah,
what I
for
like
sure.
is it's not like grabby on the surface. It still glides across the paint, which
Yeah,
is
we
nice.
didn't clay it or anything.
No, so that's impressive. Never enough. Now, he said that this one towel will dry the whole car.
Yep.
And I believe you. But never stop with one towel.
Yep.
Guys, towels are tools. Stock up on them. You save money, and then you always have clean towels.
Yeah, that's why we did packs.
Cool.
Don't just buy one. Get you a 3-pack.
Nice.
So I think that's all we got on this one. We're going to bust out the Beast compound on the next one and get real excited. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. But there you go. N-914. It's still a big hit, big sleeper in the game, especially with the improved formula. You know we got it at the house. Nick, it's been a pleasure today. And you got anything for the people on the way out?
Can you guess what the N stands for?
I have no idea. What you think?
I mean,
What is it?
N is no. Nick.
Nick.
It's Nick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the N914 mean?
So, for marketing, guys love numbers. So 9 is the day, and 14
I'll
is
be
the
damned.
year that I got married to my wife.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah. So that's all. What? Some people guess
That
914
is
formulations
nuts.
or all this stuff, but no, it's just the day and the year I got married. You know, I
had
had to
no
pick
idea.
something special.
I had no idea.
And
There you
clearly, the Lord has blessed it because this product does really well and
go. Amen.
all
There
good
you go.
stuff. So.
Nick.
Anniversary sale.
Anniversary
Hey,
sale.
I like it.
914.
I like
That
it.
is perfect. So stay tuned. You can find this all at the house and go get you some N914. He's on the bottle. Nick. Now we know. We'll catch you on the next one.